Easier evenings for working parents. There's definitely things that work. Time and time again, when I meet parents on a one-to-one or giving talks or courses, they will come back and they'll tell me, that worked like magic, Sheila. And I might say, what in particular? And they'll say, you know the 8 minutes a day that you told us about? 8 minutes a day is what children need. It's a one-on-one time. Now, you have to consider that if you've been out all day, that they've really, really missed you. And when you walk in the door, it's like a phone battery, it's flat. And they need really almost love bombing on arrival by you. And it means that if it's possible, you know, that you can meet the need on arrival, which is for this one-on-one time and attention, they will spend the rest of the evening meeting your needs. So what do I mean by that? That you come in and you sit down with them, spend a little time with them, hear about their day, tell them you miss them, tell them you love to come in the door and see them. And what happens is, and parents will often come back and be surprised at this, they'll say, and then he got up and he walked off. Why did he do that? But of course, it's because he had his need met. He'd had enough of you. The need was met and he was happy out. But it does mean then that you're able to get on with whatever needs doing. You may ask him to help you or to do something, and ironically you'll find he's more inclined to do it because he's had his needs met, and from a place where he's had his needs yet, he's quite happy to meet yours. But then parents often say it goes on right into the bedtime. You know, they used to be impossible to settle, Sheila, and I would say yes, of course, because if I haven't had enough time with a mum or a dad, suddenly going to bed isn't something that I'm going to do easily. To go to bed, you know, and we can talk about bedtimes, is about sort of being relaxed, is about, I've seen my parent, I've had time with them, we've had a lovely wind down routine, etc., etc. So that means I call it slow down the bedtime. It's not about saying I've been out all day and I need to have lots of time with the child. Ironically, the child probably needs to get to bed, you know, not too much after, you know, dinner and all of that is over. And it's about slowing that bedtime down, the routine, the teeth, the wheeze, the stories, the cuddle time. Because that's what children need, and it meets the need that they have, that family time with mum or dad, settling them. And then when you do that, you find that they don't come down the stairs looking for what they needed but didn't get enough of during the day, which is your presence. And if they're happy out and they're secure, that you love them, etc., etc., it makes sense that they have no issue falling asleep. It makes sense that sleep comes easily. They surrender to sleep. They're not anxious, they're not worried, they're not feeling insecure. So really, I think the evening is about come in and give the time. And really, once you've given the time, a slow bedtime routine. And what works in all parenting is consistency, predictability, routine. Children love routine, it makes them feel secure. So we go to bed at the same time, the same things happen every night, the same little routines happen. And if they do come down out of the bed, just bring them up, minimal contact, you know, so that they're not necessarily getting something out of getting out of the bed. Just bring them back up and say, now it's time to go to sleep. But don't get cross with them, because when you get cross with them, you know, they get wobbly and then they actually might need to come back down to see, does Daddy still love me or whatever. So always it's about the parenting style that works is kind, firm, but not cross.